Hello, my name is Magenta with a J, pre-transformation. You may have seen my video a few weeks ago where I talked a little bit about my history, how I got into drag, and today I am going to talk through a makeup look again. This time I'm going to make it a little bit shorter, and what I want to talk about actually is kind of self-doubt and those sorts of things that I feel like people do not talk enough about online, and also, we all try to project these very successful, happy personas via social media, so kind of wanted to hit at what it really feels like sometimes, and hopefully some of you can relate to that. One mistake I'm not going to make for this video is that I'm going to get most of the base of my face done before I switch over to talking, so that at least I've got some level of interesting makeup on. So during this video, at the beginning and at the end, there will probably be a sped up section to just quickly show how I got to a certain point in the makeup, and then it'll slow down and I will start sharing my thoughts, feelings, etc. Let me know what you think. So I wanted to talk about this topic of self-doubt because I feel like it's been hitting me lately. I feel like I kind of hit a plateau in all regards, in terms of the quality of my art and performances, in terms of the number of followers and likes and all that third-party kind of superficial stuff. It's stuck in some kind of gear that I feel like is not the top gear, that I could be doing more and better, and I'm just not, and I don't really know how to fix that, and it's really bugging me. I'm obsessed with control. Never control of other people. I don't want to control other people, but I want to control myself. I want to be able to make myself better at things. I want to be able to translate the things inside my head into things that other people can see and share. I know that that takes time, and I thought that I was developing that skill more and more and more with drag. And I shouldn't say I thought. I was, in fact, developing that skill more and more and more. However, I thought I had a lot more that I could be doing, a lot more that I could be pointing to as feeling like I've really grown and accomplished things that excite me basically over the past year, and I have been doubting myself. I've been looking at the quality of what I do when I prepare for a show. I might feel temporarily excited, like I think it's going to be really good, and then once it gets to the show I might not feel so good about it, and I'll see other people performing and be like, shit, they figured this out so much better than I did. I shouldn't compare myself, but it's so hard not to. I normally really actually hate when people post inspirational quotes. I'm sorry if you're one of those people, but they freaking drive me crazy. But there's one quote from Andy Warhol that stands out to me, and it is something like, I'm poorly paraphrasing, don't worry about what other people think of your art. While they're arguing over it, just keep making more art. That really resonates with me because it's basically saying, it doesn't matter. Just make stuff. The joy is in the creation, not the validation afterwards. And if you're very hung up on the validation afterwards, then you're probably going to just forever be stuck in this cycle of needing other people to tell you you're good, which is a pretty depressing thing when you think about it, that your entire self-worth becomes dependent on strangers, maybe your friends, but that just doesn't feel like it should be where you get love and pride. So depending on how I edited this video thus far, if you look back, I was talking about self-doubt, I was talking about my own experiences, I was talking about a lot of things related to it, and I kept just getting stuck, hitting this wall of conversation, and I realized it's because I felt like I had to talk about this issue in a way that would lead to a resolution. Here is how you deal with self-doubt. I have figured it out. And wow, is that naive to think that. I definitely did not achieve that in any of the previous talking in this video. And tell you that this topic, which I thought was going to be something where I could shed some light in a way that would really help people work through it, or blah, 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 blah. I don't think that I have any sort of answer about how to deal with that. All I can do is really share what I have felt. So here's how I feel. I've been experiencing a lot of self-doubt lately. If you watched my previous Majenta Ajenda video, I talked about how I have spent many years, decades in fact, trying different creative endeavors, hoping that one of them would, go somewhere. And while all of the things that I did were things that I found rewarding and enjoyable, it has always been important to me at the end of the day that they matter to people beyond just me. I don't know if that's healthy or not. It feels like if you completely live your life with no interest in how it affects other people, that seems really selfish. But you certainly can live your life without needing the approval of everyone around you. And it is definitely rewarding when you're able to feel proud of yourself, know that you're good at something, regardless of what people around you are saying or thinking. I mean, there's a fine line between having justified pride and being delusional about it. I wanted to reach that level of confidence with drag while also reaching a lot of people. And I think it's a little nuts that I have felt this need to have some level of renown, or at least that the work I'm doing is receiving it. But the reason that this self-doubt beast is rearing its head with me now is that I actually felt like I was doing a really good job of building, with drag, I don't really consider it like a resume in the same way, but kind of what I was doing. I won some things. I felt like my talent was improving. I felt like people were saying that to me. I was getting the feedback that felt like, yeah, you're doing a good job. You're getting better and better. I really liked that. And so lately, I feel like what I'm hearing is not the same. I think it went from this to this, and I don't want to flatline. And the problem with that is that when you are nervous and doubting yourself and feeling like you're not good enough, it doesn't make it easier to do great work. It actually makes it harder because you're more self-conscious about everything you do. And I've just been experiencing a lot of that, and it's stressing me out. And my greatest fear is that the ceiling, the limit for what I can do is a lot lower than I thought. Because I just kind of believe that I can achieve almost anything I want to if I'm putting in the effort and trying hard enough. And I'm not saying that because I think I have exceptionally more talent. I think I just am good at channeling my energy into the things that I care about. So how do I deal with that? I don't really know. It's freaking me out, man. So posting a video like this, one of the things I worry about is I don't want to seem like I'm looking for pity or like begging to be told that I'm good enough. Doggone it. I don't want to be validated for complaining. And that's kind of what I feel like I'm doing right now. What I really want to understand, and which I wish I could control better, is like what is driving me to care about that like need for others to approve and like and follow and blah blah blah. Like why is that important to me? I guess I think it's because I am hell-bent on feeling like I am contributing to culture in some kind of way, that I'm making some sort of memorable impact with what I do. And right now I am just feeling bummed that I don't seem to be achieving that in the way that I want. And it's frustrating. Very frustrating. This is just a topic that I would love to hear more people talk about, because those that do, I feel really comforted by, which is sort of sick to be comforted by somebody else feeling like miserable or whatever the case may be. But nobody wants to feel like they're the only one. They long for some level of connection and like understanding, and I want that. I want to hear that. I wish I had a clearer thought process for all of this, but I don't know why I'm sharing it or what my goal is. Ooh, this is kind of depressing. So yeah, maybe I'll come back to this in a minute, but I'm just going to focus on my makeup for a little bit. So I didn't want to end this video on a sort of depressing note, so I thought a little bit more about the stuff I was talking about regarding feeling a lot of doubt and insecurity and all that stuff, and like just not good enough. And I'm going to force myself to remember that Warhol quote that I was just saying, that I just need to keep creating stuff. It's not always going to be great, but for example, today, I haven't finished the look, but I feel pretty excited about doing a look that references some stuff I've done before, but still feels kind of new and interesting to me. So that made it exciting, and I'm happy with how this is looking so far. I'm glad that I have whatever little wind-up toy drive is going on that makes me just never stop. I have to remind myself the alternative to doing all this is doing nothing. And nothing is going to guarantee that I don't get, any kind of great feedback or validation or pride in accomplishment. So I'm going to end this video on a note to myself to keep going, keep trying things, keep challenging yourself. And I would like to believe that for every bump in the road, that's just a dip before things improve. I can't guarantee that. And I feel like it would be a lie to say that that's definitely going to be the case for me or anybody else. But again, the alternative is just living in the rut, living in the bump in the road. And I don't want to do that. So I'm going to keep trying stuff. I'm going to keep exploring. And I am going to remember to have fun doing it. So thank you for watching this. Actually, I'll probably have another little button at the end when I complete the look. So that wasn't actually by. Give me a second. Now this is a look, honey. This works out. After talking about self-doubt, I actually am not feeling it right now. This look feels like a good representation of the direction that I want to keep going. So hopefully this means that I'll feel good about my drag for the next few days. And hopefully this means that the next time that I do drag, I'll also feel good about it and I can keep riding that high. But if something does go poorly, I will probably have that feeling of like, I suck and I'm terrible. And that will sit with me for a little bit. But I'm going to take my own advice, which was Andy Warhol's advice, and just keep making art. Please tell me if I should do more of these. It's kind of weird, just talking to a camera, but it's kind of therapeutic too. But anyway, thank you very much. I am Majenta with a J. Make sure to subscribe, share, comment, like, all that good stuff. And also follow me on Instagram. Yeah, thank you.